So in the world today, one of the most basically biggest threats that we see against both organizations, governments, and consumers is that the biggest threat's coming from organized crime. Cyber criminals themselves have actually opted to actually being much more organized, using hackers as a service and hackers for hire in order to target basically people, companies, and governments for financial profit. This is the biggest threat we see increasing over time. We're also seeing a larger threat coming from insiders as well. As people are leaving organizations, what they're doing is they're leaving with sensitive, confidential information so that they can use that for profit at later jobs in their career. So we're also seeing insiders actually being another major threat to organizations. We're also an increase in nation-state actors as well are actually causing much more, not financial destructive, but mostly politically motivated. And also economic advantages over their other countries that they would compete with. There's a couple of things that Thycotic really focuses around. One of the main areas that our core competency is around privileged access management. Is one thing that organizations have very sensitive data, have access to either financial information, customer data, personal data, even intellectual property. And those are the things that the organizations are trying to protect. And for people to be able to use that data, they need to have access rights. They need to have identities that are provisioned to give them that access. And what Thycotic does is make sure that we actually provide security controls between the human or the system or machine or application and the sensitive data. And that's what we help protect to make sure that the right security controls are enforced. How we do that is actually we have a product that's called Secret Server, and Secret Server is basically where we actually centralize and store and keep secure all of the keys, things like administrator access, domain accounts, local accounts, and then we provide security controls and basically a check-in, check-out process, and we can even do that through APIs that makes much more automation between application and application as well. So we do that through a server that allows make sure that the right controls are in place, the right auditing, enabling employees to access applications or machines without even for them to need to know the actual password, and also making sure that the password can be rotated once they've actually completed their work. One of the biggest pains that people have is remembering and changing passwords. It's a cyber hygiene that's growing, continuously challenging for organizations, even consumers around the world. And one of the things that we do is we really help actually take away that pain. One of the things we're seeing as we move forward is that human interaction between passwords is becoming less and less, the interactive side where I need to type in or I need to remember, that's all been actually managed outside of my own head. It's actually been managed in things like password managers and privileged access management. And then what we're able to do is by removing that pain, by providing automation, and we're able to then look at things around behavior analytics into how those passwords are being used, who's using them, what machine they're coming from, what application they're going to access. Do they have multiple applications they're attempting to access at the same time? So we're not only able to remove the actually password pain and the remembering the change and typing in passwords, we're also helping to automate a lot of the advanced automation processes so that people don't have to go and do those tasks.